The last time you joined us, AJ and Shelby were racing in the AirVenture Cup race in Wausau, Wisconsin. Today, we are headed to our 24th state, Michigan, where we will visit Mackinac Island.
Wausau traffic, Aztec 2441 Mike, taking active runway 31 for departure. We'll be leaving the area to the east-northeast, Wausau. All right, I love you guys.
Love you. Bye. Love you. Bye, Wausau. See you next year. Bye.
Bye. That's the brakes. Gear coming up. Wausau traffic, Aztec 2441 Mike, just off runway 31, making right turn out, leaving the area to the east-northeast. Final transmission, Wausau. Minneapolis Center, Aztec 2441 Mike with request.
Or 2441 Mike, Minneapolis Center, squawk 2601.
2601, currently 10 miles northeast of Wausau.
Or 2441 Mike, I understand. An Aztec radar contact 10 miles northeast of the Wausau Airport. Aztec, and what's the destination and altitude leaving?
Altitude currently 5,200, climbing 9,500. Destination is Papa Lima, November, looking for VFR flight following.
Or 2441 Mike, altitude checks, maintain VFR.
Maintain VFR, forward Mike. This is almost the same exact route that we took air racing.
Is it?
Yeah, we're going to Manistee. We went initially to Shawano. Here's Menominee right there. If you've heard us say that. And then Manistee up to is the far northeast peak of a race course. So we're going over the same waypoint at Manistee. And then we're going to continue east into the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And then down over Mackinac. And then ultimately land just south of Mackinac.
Pellston.
Yeah, Pellston. But, you know, for the first half of our flight, it's the flight that the kids get on the racetrack.
I guess I get to experience kind of it now.
Except we're going much slower. So I usually climb at 1,200 feet per minute, somewhere in that range, all the way up to 10 or 12. So we're heavy, we're full of fuel, and we are climbing at the same indicated airspeed, but only getting 500 to 600 feet per minute.
All those darn coffee cups.
I do have a lot of coffee cups. I'm doing well this trip. So, Oshkosh recap. You know, it was, Oshkosh is always a good time, but it is smoky as can be.
It was really bad.
Never had a harder time in my life getting my camera to focus. Like trying to film parts of the air show was near impossible. Every time you just start to get the camera focused on the aircraft you're trying to film, it would lose focus and you couldn't get it back in. So I had all sorts of
2441 Mike. Change to my frequency 121.25.
121.25, forward Mike. Minneapolis Center, Aztec 2441 Mike, 9,500.
41 Mike, thank you. I'm on altimeter 3007.
3007, forward Mike. So anyway, we did have a very hard time getting good footage of the of various tricks, multiple performers, you know, lots of things. You could see it just fine, and we could enjoy it despite the smoke. But I'm a little disappointed I don't have better footage of the U2 flyby, the A10s, a couple of the very good aerobatic performers.
I like the air show racing.
Yeah, the air show team's always good. I do like that team. They do a very good job, and they do an awesome night show when they're brought in for the night show. And then they had some giant NASA plane that was the. I didn't see the Goodyear blimp.
That was the closest to the blimp that I could get.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a blimp.
It's not a blimp, but I wish I could inform the channel better what this thing was. So if you guys know what this giant NASA plane is, it looks like a beluga whale. It's just huge. It's ridiculous. But tell us what it is in the comments is what I'm getting at. And Goodyear, bring your blimp back. That's Kelly's favorite part. We need to get the blimp back at Oshkosh and at Sun and Fun.
And give me a ride.
And give Kelly a ride. I'm sure sure Goodyear watches our channel. So
100% sure.
one of these days, someone at Goodyear is going to tip off the powers that be that Kelly wants to be in that blimp, and we're going to get her in there. But so far, no go.
I don't think I told the internet what flew over our farm at the beginning of the year.
No. Well, maybe. Maybe you still have the video. That wasn't.
I should have the video.
Goodyear blimp in the actual wild.
I think they watch our videos and they just came to see.
They're just saying, hey, I really, 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 really want to go on a ride. Come get me, Goodyear blimp. That's so exciting. Look how gracefully it floats. It's the manatee of plains.
So I came around in the mule, and we've got about a half a mile driveway on our farm, and we tore down the driveway in the mule, and the blimp was just, you know, within a few miles of the farm, just floating right over. So we got to watch the blimp float over, and that made Kelly's whole weekend.
Yep.
Well, the rest of Oshkosh was as expected. Good performances. We got the cheese curds. We did everything we were supposed to do.
They didn't have any corn that we found.
Any what?
Sorry, I keep yelling corn.
Yeah, what happened to the corn?
The first year we were there, that was like the first thing we saw.
We went all over for the corn. Oshkosh, corn needs to be more readily available.
Yeah, we went to 2 or 3 different places.
Is it Sun and Fun that does the corn, or do they both do it?
Wisconsin. Well, I think Sun and Fun does have a corn thing.
All right, we want our corn back. We want our corn readily available.
We're so demanding.
Yeah.
I think the YouTube has gone to our heads.
Yeah. All right, so in my demands, I fully recognize that nobody cares whatsoever about what I want. I'm just laying out advice, making requests to a universe that does not care.
You're putting it out to the universe. See what happens.
Just asking. If I ask too nicely, it never happens. So Oshkosh, fix the corn.
Corn and blimp.
Yep. I will say there were a few people that recognized us walking around, and that has not really happened before. We had a few people in the past that wanted to meet up with us, and we'd meet up and say hi and, you know, have some nice conversations. But this is the first year we were walking around, and people were like, "Hey, Double Dog Dare." We're like, "Oh, hey, thanks."
And we're not special whatsoever.
No, we are not. For those people that live and breathe airplanes and watch every single airplane video on the internet, and somehow have come across our channel and enjoy it, we really appreciate you, and it was very nice when you stopped by and pulled us aside and said hi at Oshkosh. So we had our awards show at the end of the day, and not surprisingly, old Leroy and the Double Dog Dare team took home another first place trophy. Not because we're great, but because we're the only plane in our class, so that's always nice. Yeah, we're certainly coming back next year.
November 41 Mike, change to my frequency 127.65.
127.65 for Mike. Minneapolis Center, Aztec 2441 Mike at 9,500.
41 Mike, thank you. Escanaba altimeter 3007.
3007 forward Mike.
I think Shelby had mine.
Yeah, Shelby did. Shelby made all the radio calls. And so, you know, that video will probably come out before this one. But I was proud of her, you know, it was a good learning experience for her to be able to sit up front, you know, play with the radio as we were flying along. You know, it's when you're on the race course, everybody's using pretty much the same frequency. There's 70 planes on the frequency, so you're making calls that are scrambled up the whole time. So, you know, as long as she can speak clearly, it is as good a time as any to learn. So she jumped in, made some calls. The other racers were very supportive. What they didn't know is that Shelby picked the theme of Star Wars for this air raid. She specifically wanted Mandalorian. So there was a point in the race where somebody said, "Good job, kid," to Shelby after she made her radio call. And unbeknownst to them, "Good job, kid" is a Mandalorian quote. So, you know, they jumped in with a Mandalorian quote while we were doing Mandalorian quotes up in the sky ourselves. So that was the perfect addition. Let me hear it. See here. Welcome to Michigan. Woo!
905, affirmative runway.
Ooh, these kids. So we're going to Michigan today. We're up in the Upper Peninsula currently. We're going to continue over the top of the Upper Peninsula of Michigan and then make a right-hand turn going over, we're going to go over the top of Mackinac, and then into Michigan proper, and the top of the fingers of the glove, and right up in here there's a little area called Pellston. We're going to land at Pellston, we're going to stay overnight in some city nearby. Which one did you pick?
I don't know.
That's where we're at with this trip. We're staying in some hotel somewhere.
At midnight last night when we got back, so.
All right, so we're staying somewhere in northern Michigan.
Because there was no hotels at all on Mackinac Island because of Oshkosh, I'm sure, and summer.
And it's a nice place anyway.
It's summer. And
that's when everybody does weddings and stuff.
I think that's their only time they're really open, you know, I mean, summer season. So they're very, very busy.
Well, anyway,
we're staying on the mainland, and we're going to take the ferry over.
Yeah, I love ferries. I always enjoy ferry rides. So we're going to land in Pellston, rental car available, drive up to the ferry docks, take a ferry over to Mackinac for the day. I have no idea if we're going to rent bikes or do carriage rides or something. Who knows? We're going to do the Mackinac stuff. And then ferry back, get back to the hotel, figure out what we're going to do with the weather for Indiana tomorrow, and generally keep today pretty chill. All right, we're coming over Escanaba.
Hey, look,
and we can't
there's a lake.
And it's almost entirely wooded on this peninsula here. And we are exactly on the route to Manistee.
41 Mike, contact Minneapolis Center 134.6.
134.6, forward Mike. Minneapolis Center, Aztec 2441 Mike at 9,500.
Aztec 2441 Mike, Minneapolis Center, welcome to Schoolcraft Altimeter 3005.
3005, forward Mike.
Minute clock, same altitude, 0 miles.
0 miles?
Yeah, that is probably my own ADSB picking itself up because we got multiple sensors. Yeah, that had my attention for a second. Okay, anyway,
still going to take a moment to look.
Yeah, we're going to check that every time. All right, here's Manistee, or Schoolcraft. This is the top waypoint. This is where generally we go around this airport and make the big turn. And this is when all the weather changes. This is where your tailwind becomes a headwind and you got to start coming down, and it's almost a 180-degree turn on the race course, the one that we've flown the last couple years.
It's a pretty part.
Oh yeah, it's very pretty. The air race is absolutely one of the most fun things we do every year. You don't have to have a race plane. There's no reason that anybody with any plane can't do this air race. It is something you will not forget, and after you do it once, you're going to want to do it again.
Pellston Regional Airport, Pellston, Michigan. Automated weather observation 1634 Zulu. Wind variable at 03. Visibility 10. Sky condition broken 3,700. Broken 4,800. Temperature 25 Celsius. Dew point 16 Celsius. Altimeter 3006.
All right, 3006 and broken at 3,700. So we're going to go ahead and get down below that broken ceiling. Minneapolis Center, Aztec 2441 Mike has initiated VFR descent.
2441 Mike, roger that.
Man, that's pretty.
Yeah.
Our 2441 Mike, radar service terminated, squawk VFR, change to advisories are approved. Have a good day.
Squawk VFR and change to advisory, 41 Mike. Appreciate it. I suspect that's the bridge that we need to drive over.
We're not driving over it.
There's a ferry from Mackinac City?
Yep.
Oh, nice, okay. That bridge's altitude is 1135. So that little island you see straight ahead?
Yeah.
Is Mackinac Island.
Are we going to that one?
The big one behind it
ferry.
is Bois Blanc Island. This is nice.
On that side.
Michigan's pretty cool looking up here.
Yeah. And we're going to take a ferry back over there, even though there is an airport there on Mackinac Island. I don't know if the smoke, if you could see it, but we're just going to have one flight today since we can't actually stay over, park the plane, and take a ferry. You can see the ferry. It is a neat bridge.
Yeah, you can see the airport on Mackinac. That is clear as day. That's like the only piece of real estate that looks developed.
That was the original plan, was to land there, stay over, but...
Yep, there's no hotel. It's okay. We can see the same things with a ferry. All right, time to do pilot stuff. Pellston traffic, Aztec 2441 Mike is 10 miles to the north. We're going to cross midfield and enter left downwind runway 32 Pellston. Pellston traffic, Aztec 2441 Mike is 3 miles to the north. We'll be crossing midfield, entering left downwind, runway 32, Pellston. Pellston traffic, Aztec 2441 Mike, turning left downwind, midfield, runway 32, Pellston. Pellston traffic, Aztec 2441 Mike, turning left base, runway 32. Pellston traffic, Aztec 2441 Mike, turning final, runway 32. Pellston traffic, Conquer 277, Romeo Sierra, 5 mile final, runway 32. Pellston traffic, citation 955 Victor Romeo, approximately 15 miles to the west, bound for a... Pellston traffic, Aztec 2441 Mike, cleared runway 32 at Bravo 1, taxiing to the FBO.
Well, we did it. What number is this? 24?
24.
Aztec 41 Mike, we're gonna, if you come out of the ramp, taxi behind the jets, the golf cart's headed that way, we'll get you parked next to the King Air down there.
Roger that, I see the golf cart. We'll go around the jets and follow the golf cart. Aztec.
Alright. Let's go explore Michigan.
What'd you get?
Got the
Bumpy cake.
the bumpy cake sundae.
Bumpy cake sundae. And y'all got some sort of fudge.
We got Mackinac fudge, chocolate waffle cake.
Island fudge. Island fudge.
Yeah.
Island fudge.
Island fudge.
Mackinac Island fudge.
Because every single shop seems to be a fudge shop. Ready. They're doing it.
Whether you'll be joining us on stage to collect a flag and a bottle of Mount Gay, we're all lucky enough to be part of this great community of sailors who have taken on the Chicago Yacht Club race to Mackinac.
Me and Dad are currently riding a tandem bike, and my brother and Mom are riding adult bikes, so when we want to switch, we can. Look at pretty little leaves. So slow.
Who's slow? Them? Those two slow pokes back there? What are you doing to help me go fast right now?
Nothing.
Yeah, I know.
Leaning forward. The Grand!
After an enjoyable day in Mackinac, we headed back towards Pellston, and it turns out that the room that we booked was pretty awesome. It even had kayaks that we could borrow to explore the area. All in all, our day in Michigan was one that we will remember forever.